Hello, students. Let us continue Chapter 16, Water, a Precious Resource. Let us now discuss the next topic, forms of water. Are you afraid that continuous use will someday exhaust all the water available for use? You know that water on the earth has been maintained for millions of years by various processes which make the water cycle. You have studied the water cycle in class 6. Write in your own words what you know about the water cycle. Now that you know the actual amount of water that is available for human use, you must be worried that someday all the water that is available for use will exhaust. You all must have heard about the water cycle. You have also studied about the water cycle in the previous class. Water on the earth has been maintained for millions of years through various processes that make the water cycle. Since you have studied about the water cycle, you need to write about the water cycle in your own words. You know that when water circulates through the water cycle, it can be found in all the three forms, that is solid, liquid and gas, at any given time somewhere on the earth. The solid form, snow and ice, is present as ice caps at the poles of the earth, snow-covered mountains and glaciers. Liquid water is present in oceans, lakes, rivers, and even underground. The gaseous form is the water vapor present in the air around us. The continuous cycling of water among its three forms keeps the total amount of water on the earth constant even when the whole world is using it. Does it give you any relief? Can you recall the process involved in water cycle? The following activity will help you. Water exists in all the three forms, that is solid, liquid and gas. You can recollect that when water circulates through the water cycle, it can be found in all the three forms. What is solid form of water? It is snow and ice that is present as ice caps at the north and the south pole of the earth. You must have also heard of snow-covered mountains and glaciers. So, we can find the solid form of water in the form of snow and ice. The next form is the liquid form. It is present in oceans, lakes, rivers and in underground. The gaseous form of water is water vapor that is present in the air around us. अभी ये जो वाटर है वो कंटिन्यूसली साइकिल होता है सॉलिड से लिक्विड, लिक्विड से गैशियस फॉर्म में. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कंटिन्यूस साइकिलिंग ऑफ वाटर amongst the three forms, that is solid, liquid and gaseous form, the total amount of water that is left on earth is constant even though we are using it. Now let us perform the next activity, activity 16.3, in order to recollect the processes that are involved in the water cycle. Activity 16.3. Figure 16.5 shows the processes involved in the water cycle. They are labeled by numbers. Match these numbers with the processes given in the jumbled form. So here in figure 16.5 we are given the water cycle, and as you can see these are labeled by numbers. Here is number 1, here you can see number 2, number 3, number 4 and so on, and corresponding to each number a jumbled word is given to us. There are words given to us in the jumbled form for indicating each of these processes. So as you can see here you have the jumbled word and this is labeled as number 1. So we can easily guess that it is groundwater. So the first process is groundwater. Second, here you can see that the water is evaporating. So the second process which is given in the jumbled form is evaporation. Next, you can see the third process is called condensation. So this jumbled form can be rearranged to form the process of condensation. Fourthly, we have a cloud. So this is very easy to unjumble. It is clouds. The fifth process is seen over here, and as you can see here, this represents transpiration. Next process, number 6, here it is shown in the figure. It is given the number 6, and as you all know, it is infiltration. The last process labeled by number 7 over here is given to us, and you can see that these are representing the water droplets that are coming from the clouds. So number 7 can be rearranged to form the word precipitation. Most towns and cities have water supply system maintained by the civic bodies. The water is drawn from nearby lakes, rivers, ponds, or wells. The water is supplied through a network of pipes. Many villages do not have such a water supply system. There, people fetch water directly from the sources. Often, people and even children have to walk several kilometers to fetch water, as shown in figure 16.6. The children suffer a lot. They cannot attend school regularly since they spend hours in fetching water. People who live in towns and cities have a water supply that is maintained by the civic bodies. Now, what is the meaning of civic bodies? Well, they include municipal corporation, the city council, etc. The water that is made available is taken from nearby water bodies such as rivers, lakes, ponds, or wells. This water is supplied through a network of pipes. You all must have seen such a water supply system. Now, most of the villages do not have such a supply system for water. You must have seen people who fetch water daily from the sources if you have ever been to a village. So, people who fetch water directly often have to walk for several kilometers. Because of scarcity of water, even children have to carry fresh water from the water bodies, which is tiring and time consuming. Because of this, many children living in the villages are not able to attend school regularly because they spend hours in fetching water. Because of this, the children suffer a lot. We know that the women living in the villages perform a number of household work. Apart from this, if they have to spend a lot of time to fetch water, it only adds to their burden. A large number of people draw water from wells, tube wells, or hand pumps. From where do these sources get water? Now that we are discussing, there are a lot of people who fetch water from nearby water sources. We also know that a large number of people draw water from wells, tube wells, or you must have seen people fetching water from nearby hand pumps. Now the question is, where does the sources get water? The answer to this question is groundwater. So the next topic is groundwater as an important source of water, which we will discuss in the next class.